This is your captain speaking, Jibkoech Kendago, and I would like to welcome you aboard on this channel as we embark or prepare to embark on this very interesting journey where we're going to have a heart-to-heart about burnout, uncertainty, and a little sprinkle of what is keeping us inspired during these uncertain times. Thank you once again for joining me on this journey, and I hope that it's going to be one that is going to be worthwhile for you. Well, putting aside that very dramatic intro, today I'm just going to be speaking my mind, talking about what I have on my mind, what has been, happening to me the past few days, the past few weeks. I figured, maybe I can share it here. A lot of times, when I have conversations with some of my friends, they tell me that, oh my God, you look like you're having a really good time in Paris. And I'm like, it's not all the time, We also go through a lot of stuff that is behind the scenes that you never get to see. And then, if you're someone like me who always appears to have this strength or always happy, people are always thinking that, oh my God, she doesn't have any problems at all. But no, I do have a very good way of masking weaknesses because I've had a lot of experiences with that. So yeah, I know how to put a brave face even when things are not as good as they are. So today I just decided, you know what, it wouldn't hurt to actually just put it out there, or really just have a conversation. It's not each and every day that you have to show the good side. The past few days, I think I have been feeling very tired, like unusually tired. I've just been very uninspired with basically everything in life. Yeah, I'm just at that point. I'm just like, why do I have to wake up in the morning? When the alarm goes off, I'm like, maybe I need 1 or 2 more hours to sleep. I haven't even been sleeping very well. It takes so much time to sleep, and even eating is hard. Like, I don't have an appetite for food, and I don't feel like cooking, which is very unlike me because I'm someone who really likes cooking, because I don't like eating from restaurants. So yeah, so it is very unusual for me to be going through things like this. And the last time that I went through something like this, it was, I think, last year, just after we'd finished exams, and it was during that period that I was looking for an internship, and it was stressful. And now that I'm going through this, at least I am recognizing all the signs. I mean, I'm even having trouble drinking water. Like, I have to force myself to drink water. I have a bottle that I will put water each and every morning, and I'm like, you have to finish at least 2 of this. It's like a bottle of 0.75 liters. So if I drink 2 of those, I'm good. And these signs are just literally signs of burnout. And it has been going on for quite some time now. I think in the past month. And I'm basically at that point where I'm just like, I need a vacation. Like, I know almost everyone right now is like, I need a vacation. But because of COVID, we can't do anything. But literally, you guys, like, if you're in Kenya, your life is almost normal. Like, you've not been confined to your house for like months now because the situation is not as bad in Kenya as it is in Paris. Like, I can't even remember how to engage in social interaction with other human beings, because I just get anxiety anytime I see a human being outside. I'm like, oh my God, that's a coronavirus walking next to me. Like, I've equated human beings to coronavirus. That's how bad. Mind games are so bad. And it's just sad to be in this kind of mindset. And what I've been really trying to do to get myself out of this funk is listening to some of my favorite Bollywood songs, because they're literally the bomb. Let me tell you, like, each and every time, like, I feel some type of way, Bollywood songs always come through for me. And it's just the energy that they have. It's just everything. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. Bollywood just hits so different, and I'm just glad that I have that. Today I was literally feeling so unmotivated to do anything that in the evening I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I just can't do this anymore, and I need something to just occupy my mind. And I decided to cook, and I cooked vegan empanadas, which is something I've never done before. But I was like, you know what, let me try something that I've never eaten before. And then I was in my head, I was like, but I just can't have empanadas on their own. I need to have like a sauce. So I just went full on and made like a homemade chili sauce, and then I made the empanadas, and it took me almost 2 to 3 hours, but they really helped me. Like, oh, I just needed to be excited for something, to just have myself back for a few hours, and that really just did it for me, because after cooking I was super excited, and I just felt like life is good. I cooked something new and something that I enjoy eating, and it turned out well, and I'm like, yay, I did something. And for me, I'm like, oof, this is really problematic, because I'm the kind of person who's used to doing a lot of stuff in even a few hours. Like, I'm always working. That's probably one of the reasons why I'm feeling this way. My body is like, you know what, you need to chill. Thankfully, my internship is coming to an end this week, and as much as I'm saying thankfully, because I will have time to rest, because my body is almost, killing me at this point because of all this burnout, there's also this problem that I'm having of as uncertainty, that I'm like, okay, so what next after this internship? Like, what is gonna happen next? And it's also eating my head. So I'm just like, I am tired. Like, my body is like, no, we're tired. We just need a moment to breathe without thinking about anything, without thinking about what is gonna happen next. Like, just take a moment and breathe in, breathe out, and enjoy the moment, live in the moment. But then again, living in the moment is, we're living in a pandemic, living in this pandemic moment. Like, these are really hard times. These are really hard times. And I think at times, many times, oh my God, I'm saying times so many. Okay. But I think these days it's really easy to fall into stress and find yourself stuck in a stress bubble because of how complicated things are. And it's very dangerous. But I'm just like, I am just glad that I'm able to see all these signs, and I'm able to look for ways of just mitigating this problem before it becomes big, because I do not want to find myself falling into depression or falling into a rut that I can't remove myself out of. I can't imagine how hard that is. I mean, dealing with this right now is a lot. Like, it's really a lot. Just waking up in the morning and seeing the sun rays, I'm like, at least today is gonna be much better, I'm really tired of winter. I mean, even winter itself is not helping. But at least spring is coming. And I think that is really going to help in just lifting up my mood and making me feel as if, there's something good happening in this world, because finally the trees are going to be having leaves and flowers, and there's just something about walking in the street and just feeling that scent of flowers. It just makes you come alive. But until then, we have to deal with all this that is going on in my head, while I find myself having this fear of the unknown, because now I don't know what's going to happen next in my life. What are the next steps? I'm reminded in the book Letters to a Young Poet, where Raina Maria is writing a letter to Mr. Kapus and giving him some ideas about life and sadness, and where he says, I believe that almost all our sadnesses are periods of tautening that we experience as numbness, because we can no longer hear the stirring of our feelings, which have become foreign to us, because we are alone with the strange thing that has entered into us, because everything familiar and accustomed is taken away from us for a moment, because we're in the middle of a transition where we cannot stand still. The quieter, the more patient and open we are in our sadness, the deeper and more unerringly the new will penetrate into us. The better we shall acquire it, the more it will be our fate, and when one day in the future it takes place, we shall feel related and close to it in our inmost hearts. So what Raina was really telling Mr. Kapuz was to just take in the moment and feel the sadness and not run away from it, to allow himself to feel that. And I think in this moment it is important for me to allow myself to go through all these feelings that I'm having, you know, the uncertainty that I'm feeling, you know, just thinking about what's going to happen next. It's important for me to acknowledge that I am feeling that way, instead of just blocking it off and being like, everything's gonna be fine. Because you know what, yeah, maybe things are gonna be fine, but in this moment I'm not feeling fine. But I think it's also important for me to allow myself to go through what I'm feeling. And I think what is helping me to go through this is actually talking to people, sharing what I'm going through, and also finding like, oh yeah, they're also going through the same thing. And I don't know, there's always something that is comforting when you talk to someone and then you realize that they are going through almost the same thing as you are. I don't know what it is, but it does help. And I think also for me, writing poetry helps me a lot, because I'm able to put down my feelings, what I'm feeling in that moment, and put it into a poem, and then I don't look at it until months later, and then I'll be like, oh, this is what I was going through. Oof. I think that's really helping me go through these days is reading. And for me, I've always found a lot of comfort in books, because they just open me up to a different worldview. They open me up to a different world, and I just get lost in people's stories. And yeah, it's just a moment where you don't have to think about yourself, because you're thinking about this other character. The book that I'm reading is Bad Feminist, which are essays by Roxane Gay, and these are very interesting because she talks about her life, and it's just a different type of book. I've never picked essays before, and I really picked this one because I'm actually learning. I am learning how to write essays, because it's one of the projects that I want to work on in the near future, to write essays about probably my life here in France, because I have a lot, you know, to write about, and also because I like writing and I love reading, so it makes sense. And I found her on Skillshare, and after taking her class, I was like, yeah, she's really good at this, so why not pick one of our books? The other book that I'm reading is Under the Udala Trees, and I have been finding myself really gravitating towards African writers, and I am loving it. And this book in particular, it's one that comes with a lot of introspection. It makes you think, because of its subject matter, and I just find myself, you know, while reading it, I'm just like, wow, how is this character living? And I find myself thinking of the people who are similar to this character, and just being like, wow, it is something that I definitely do not understand, because I am not in this character's shoes, but I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, and just putting myself in the shoes of real life people that I know who are like this character, and just realizing how much pain they must be going through on a day-to-day basis. And it's one of the reasons why I'm really grateful for books, and why I love reading, because they just open you up to different lives of people, and you get to understand people. You become more empathetic. The other thing that has been keeping me busy, or keeping my mind busy, are films, but I have not been watching a lot of them. I find myself going to Netflix and just staring at my screen, looking at all this film, like, oh, there's so many newly released films that look good, but I do not have the the stamina, or I just don't have it in me to commit to watching one, because I'm like, this one is 1 hour 40 minutes. That's a lot of time. Then I see a series, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I don't want to do this right now. Yeah, but I am really, really obsessed with Snow Paisa. Is it Snow Paisa? Paisa? I don't know. But I'm really mad because they release an episode each week. I'm like, why is it that some series just have all episodes released just like that, and then when it comes to others like Snow Paisa, they're released each and every week? Now I have to wait until next week so I can watch the next one. And no, I cannot wait until May when they will have released all of them so that I can watch. No, because I already started watching it and it's very interesting, and I just want to keep on knowing what is gonna happen. Like, sometime during this week, I actually watched the new Nigerian film, Namaste Wahala. Oh, and it was absolutely amazing. I loved it. You know, bringing together Bollywood and Nollywood. That is the kind of content that I want to see. I think I'm really, really getting excited to see more African stories being told. And thanks to Netflix for, you know, opening up Africa to the world. And I'm just excited to see more stories like this. And aside from that, I haven't had the patience to watch anything, whether it's on YouTube, because when I want to watch something, I'm just like, it's not interesting enough, I don't feel like doing it. So the only thing that I've been gravitating towards is documentaries from DW, and I am just finding myself learning a lot. I think now I'm in that phase where I'm just looking for things that either entertain me or give me lots of knowledge. And yes, I've been gravitating a lot towards documentaries, and they're amazing. They are just amazing. Oh, and the other thing that I started watching is The Voice France. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I like watching people sing, and I'm just kill two birds with one stone, you know, watch people sing while also improving my French. So yeah, that's what I've been doing to keep saying, to just keep myself from going crazy. I feel like the one thing that no one ever talks about being abroad is the fact that because most of the times you're on your own, you have to show up for yourself whether you're feeling good or not. And it's the reality, and it's so hard. It's so hard because at times you're just like, I just want to rest. And then you remember that you need to do laundry, you need to eat, so you have to cook something. And it's just like, no, I really hate this adulting life. But that's where my chat is coming to an end. I think I've been talking for quite some time, and I would definitely like to know your thoughts. You know, share your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me what you're going through. If you've gone through burnout before, what did you do to take yourself out of that, or what did you do to just, you know, rest, to unwind? If you're reading any book right now, share it in the comment section as well. And on that note, I think I'm gonna leave you, and I'm wishing you a very beautiful week, and stay sane, take care of your mental health. It's muy importante.